Easter weekend. Easter weekend is upon us. And you know, an Easter weekend, much like any of the other holidays, you're going over to somebody's place and like, what do I bring? And they're just like, how about you bring an appetizer?
Yeah, and how many dietary restrictions in the house?
Okay,
Tell
right?
me, who do we have there? And then what do I shop for? And how do I put that together?
Okay, we're solving all of that thanks to Chef Paul Lillakas back on the show. I really like what you've come up here because you've tackled a little bit of everything. What are you calling these?
Okay, so these are caramelized mushroom and pistachio bites with garlic avocado cream.
All right. Why did you go here?
Okay, I wanted a one-size-fits-all, one-bite appetizer that delivers big on the flavor. And I was inspired by the new wonderful pistachios, the no-shell pistachios flavor, jalapeno and lime. So they're kind of tangy. These actually just dropped today. So I was thinking,
really? Okay.
I was thinking, they're so good, eh?
Ooh, they got a nice little kick to them, but not too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I see the lime there too. Very nice.
So I was thinking, what could I pair with those flavors? So I wanted to make it vegan, just because then nobody has to ask. And honestly, you wouldn't tell people they'd think this is meat, because I use king oyster mushrooms as the meat alternative, and I just take a sharp fork and I just start shredding it like that.
Can you get these at any grocery store, Paul?
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just got these at Fortino's.
Okay.
And so I just use a fork, I shred them up, and the difference between this, you were asking, how does this compare to jackfruit as a pulled pork substitute?
When I looked at that, that's kind of what I thought it was, jackfruit.
Kind of. But you know what I like more about these
is get my head out of my way.
You can caramelize these and get more flavor out of them. So I just sauteed them in a pan until they get nice and brown. That brings that umami, and then I hit them with some barbecue sauce. So as opposed to that jackfruit, sometimes it comes in a can. Right. You know, it doesn't have quite the same oomph, and that's all there is to it. It's really three ingredients.
Do you want to be with this type of mushroom?
Yes, because it gives you that texture, these nice long threads.
Any other type's not really going to give you that.
You're not. It's going to crumble.
Right.
So all I did was I took some tortilla chips. You know, I want this to be,
doesn't matter.
Gluten-free as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then onto that, you want to put a little bit of this avocado. I just whipped up some avocado, a little bit of garlic, put a little dot on there.
Yeah, you would just whip up some avocado.
It's avocado, garlic, lime juice.
Well, you know
it's guacamole, but I know.
But the avocado sometimes, because you got to plan ahead with the avocados. You got to get those days in advance.
Sure.
Or you could do just like
You get the right ones. I mean, you just look for the darker skin ones. Give it a little. You're not supposed to give it a little squeeze.
Right, but you can also you could also just buy like the guacamole.
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's what you would do.
Well, that's already made for you already. And
you don't have to whisper.
Well, you can pretend it's your own. It's like, man, these avocados I got back on Monday.
Yeah, of course. You made this, right? You just transfer it into a little glass and bring it over.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Okay, put the avocado on there
first. Okay.
Then I'm gonna put a little bit of this on top. And this is just basically like a meat-free barbecue pulled pork. And then I'm putting chopped jalapeno lime pistachios.
Oh, sorry,
thanks. Just one for you.
Way you go there,
Sue.
You make a great team. Great sous chef you have here.
And then I'm just gonna top it with some of these pistachios. They get a little crunch and heat on top. And why don't you give that a try for me?
Okay.
Go for it.
Is this a one-biter?
Yeah.
It's a one-biter.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll do the talking. And then if you don't want to do that, delicious, eh? Big flavor. Delivers on all points. And then if you don't want to do that, you could always just make a grazing platter. Call it what you want. It could be a charcuterie board, grazing platter. But in this case, I'm pairing flavors that I think would match with these pistachios. So kind of chorizo, manchego cheese, some spicy capicola, some cherry bomb peppers, root chips, pineapple, things like that are sort of more South America tropical.
You got pineapple in there, man. Nice.
So that people make a little plate and it's sort of all making more sense than just a hodgepodge platter. I think that people maybe don't put as much thought into these platters as they could. Start with a central point. In this case, I started with these pistachios, and then work your way up from there.
Why do you call it grazing rather than charcuterie board?
Because people go there and they graze. I mean, kind of like just picking and eating.
Charcuterie, we use it like too much. Yeah. Like for the longest time, we're like, what are these charcuterie boards all about? And now it's like the thing.
Yeah, and when I think charcuterie board, I think French. This is maybe influenced in a different way. A grazing platter or grazing table is sort of, I'd say, a broader term.
Yeah, what kind of meat's that?
That's a chorizo.
Oh, it's a chorizo. Okay.
Yeah, and
so it's got a little.
It's got some heat.
It's got a little kick to it too.
That spicy capicola has some heat. some manchego cheese.
What's this? What's that one?
That's a radish.
Oh, radish.
Yeah, so I got just a tricolor bunch of radishes, washed them, and then I just halved them, and they really add a nice bit of color. Looks kind of Eastery. So for Easter, if you're asked to bring something.
We gotta go, but are you making these there at your destination, or are you making these ahead of time?
I make them at the destination because also
right.
it's a great way to enter the party.
Yeah.
You know? People are kind of coming, they're like, hey, what's going on over here?
Hey, you got going on here, Paul? Hey, chefy boy.
Happens every time home.
Yeah, you've done it again, Chef Paul Lillakas. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.